Hi there, everybody. Dave Green, Brown Sky, AFC Northerners. And let's first start off with I'd like to wish everybody out there a very merry and happy Thanksgiving. This week we have a Browns team that is traveling on down to Cincinnati. Cincinnati came off a really embarrassing loss last weekend to Baltimore, where they allowed not just a running back to go over 100 yards, but the rookie quarterback to run for over 100 yards in his very first NFL start. What we saw in that game was a Cincinnati Bengals team that could not tackle to save their lives. What we also saw in that game was a Bengals team that was up by at least 11 at one point and squandered that lead to take the L and drop them to 5-5. AJ Green did not play last week for them, but he should suit up this week for them. Also, we have, give me 1 second, Williams, the safety for Cincinnati. He is listed as questionable. Williams has 4 picks and 6 passes deflected from that safety spot, and if he does not go, that only helps us out, considering that these two guys, their safeties, Williams and Bates, are really actually darn good. Bates has 3 picks and 4 passes deflected on the year also. So if they miss Williams, that will really help us out in the passing game and in the running game. Some more numbers. Dalton has 20 TDs on the year to 10 picks, and he's been sacked 21 times, whereas Mayfield, 13 touchdowns and 7 picks. He's been sacked 22 times. His numbers have transcended, though, over the last couple of weeks. The sack numbers have not been significant since we've added Robinson to the left tackle spot. It's really solidified that offensive line for us. Comparing the running backs, Mixon has 5 touchdowns, Chubb has 5 touchdowns. Their big target in the wide receiving rate group, AJ Green, we did say he should play this week. He has 6 touchdowns. Their other guy, Boyd, 5 touchdowns. We talked about their safeties, but let's talk Atkins and Dunlap. Those are the guys that get at the quarterback for Cincinnati. Each one of those guys has 7 sacks, and let's also talk about their kicker, Bullock, who caused us all to drink last week. He's 9 of 12 on the year in field goals, and his long is 51. Cincinnati is 1-2 inside the division. The Brownies are 1-1 inside the division. This will be our first interaction with each other, so we're going on down to Cincinnati. We're going to go introduce ourselves, and we know that Hugh's already down there spreading the good news, the 6 and everything else that we got going on. Unfortunately, the information he's giving them is going to be completely wrong. We are a different team than what we were when Hugh Jackson and Todd Haley were here earlier in the year. We actually call plays now that get our quarterback involved, get the players going, and makes it more simple for the guys that we got. We're a young team, so we got to kind of keep it a little bit simple so these guys can just get the reps and just get used to the speed of the game. What else do we got? That's about all I got. I think that the Browns actually win this one. I don't see Cincinnati correcting their tackling issues from last week or the week before over the course of 1 week. And I think that that's just going to bode well for Nick Chubb. I would expect Chubb to at least have 80 to 90 this weekend, and possibly 1, maybe 2. Duke's going to get involved because Duke just does that. And we're going to win this one. Both teams, Browns average about 22 points a game. Cincinnati's averaging 25.5 a game. I think that this one goes above both those numbers. I think Cincinnati ends this week at 27 points. I think we smoke our 22. I think we put up 30 on them. I think this one's 30-28. Cleveland. In Cincinnati, as we introduce ourselves to the last team in the division that we haven't met yet. Cleveland should go to 4-6-1 on the year, go to 2-1-1 inside the division, and Cincinnati with a loss to us. Don't want to say they're out of the playoffs because, it's still multiple weeks left, but a loss to Cleveland this week would really hurt their chances at the playoffs. They'll be scoreboard watching and praying that Baltimore loses. which they're going to Oakland, so who knows. Maybe Oakland pulls one out and surprises everybody. We'll keep our fingers crossed. Whatever. Either which way, it's going to be Cleveland 30, Baltimore 20, or Cincinnati 28. And that's what I got for y'all. Everybody have a great Thanksgiving. Jan David put out a video on Tuesday, and it was a dual video, actually. He put in his review of the Cincy-Baltimore game, and then his preview of the Baltimore-Oakland game. Mark Herman is clockwork. I would expect the video coming out later today from him. Maybe tomorrow. It is the holiday, so who knows. And Pittsburgh, I know we didn't get a preview video last week from him, so I'm not crossing my fingers on getting a preview video this week. And to end my video, I'm just going to ask Mark Herman, you sign off every video the same way. And Marvin Lewis seems to be the problem or the thorn in your side, in addition to Mike Brown. But there's not much we can do about Mike Brown. So let me just ask you, Mark, and any other Bengal fan that checks out this video, if you guys could fire Marvin Lewis at or near the end of the season, who would you like to be your head coach? And why would you want him to be your head coach? And one step further, with bringing in a new head coach, how would that affect the roster? Do you rebuild completely? Do you just try to find and add pieces to build around what you have? Just the whole gamut when it comes to the coaching question. So that's what I got. Mark, I look forward to seeing your video, and I hope you give me an answer on what I'm asking. And any other Bengals fan, can't wait to see what y'all got to say, too. So, with that, everybody have a great rest of your Thanksgiving day, and have a very safe weekend. And let's go Browns. Everybody have a good one. Later.